Welcome back to the 7-Day Challenge. My name's Caroline Balinska from eCommerce Backstage Pass. I am so glad to have you here. This is about getting social. Today we're going to talk about getting social. So how to create 10 pieces of content for your social media in less than 15 minutes. So this is only one little part of my training, this 7-Day Challenge. I have so many other types of training that will help you with your e-commerce store. This is all about e-commerce and how an e-commerce store can be more profitable, get more customers, get more sales, everything to become a better e-commerce store. I believe that everyone started e-commerce stores, most people, because they wanted to get out of the rat race. And now most people find that they're stuck. They're not exactly sure of where to go next and how to really make money. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you change that. So this 7-Day Challenge is really about getting you fired up and thinking about little things that you can do each day to make your business completely different. So in this particular training, it is all about, like I said, creating 10 pieces of content that you can create in less than 15 minutes. Now I'm going to show you how I do that. If you want to know more about my full course that I do offer, it's at eCommerceBackstagePass.com, and that's where I have a 6-week program. I go into a lot more depth on everything I'm talking about in this challenge and so much more. So I just want to give you a little bit of a taste of what you can really achieve with a little bit of work, and then when you put some more effort in, imagine how much great things that you can have happening. So let's get straight into today's session. I have decided to show you an example with a client of mine who has got collectible postcards. I chose this particular client because I wanted to show you that this particular client, and I'm sure other people will say, that's probably not the easiest website to be doing social media for. So I just want to show you that it can be done for any sort of e-commerce store. It really doesn't matter what your e-commerce store is. This is collectible postcards. You can be selling anything you want, but it will be the same sort of strategy that you're using. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to come over and create, what I recommend is do a Google Drive account, and in there create a folder and put together a spreadsheet. I haven't named this one, I'm just showing you as an example. And this is going to be your weekly social media spreadsheet. And then in here you can drop your images, which I'm going to show you, that you're going to stack up over the week. And then I'll show you the document. So I find Google much easier to use than Dropbox for this reason, because I can keep a spreadsheet in here and the images as well, all in the same one folder. And the spreadsheet can be updated whenever I want it to be. That's the reason why I do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to head over to the spreadsheet. At the moment, I've just got date, keywords, hashtags, text, image, and links, so you can fill out information here for certain pieces of content. Sheet 2, I've actually got some keywords there. There are a lot more than that. I'm just showing you an example. Have your keywords on hand so you can use keywords in your content when you're creating it, and also in your text as well, and in your hashtags. So take your keywords and go over to keyhole.io and find out what your hashtags are for Instagram and for Twitter. So I'm going to show you how to create content that can be used across multiple social media platforms at the same time. This is about being fast, getting things done, that you're not having to create different pieces of content for every single social media. I would rather you stick to one social media and do it really well than do 3 or 4. So if you're not really sure about social media yet, just stick to one, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, wherever your people are. Stick to that, or do 2 really well, but don't try to do any more unless you're able to do it really well. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create one piece of content that you can use across multiple platforms. I'm going to show you how to actually create these 3 different types of content. I'm not going to show you how to upload them or anything like that, because that's different sort of training. So let's get straight into it. Come to canva.com. It is free and it's fantastic. You'll see when you have to pay, and I'll explain that in a minute. If you're doing Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest, you can use this. If you've got Instagram as one of your accounts, then use this one here. Now what I recommend, and that's just showing you the size, so you click on that and you start creating the content. What I recommend is that you create everything Instagram size if you're using Instagram at all, and then just post it to all your social media platforms. It will still work. Okay, so I'm keeping in context with my client's website, which is vintage collectible postcards. So the first piece of content I'm going to show you how to make. Now you can mix these up however you want. I'm going to show you 3 different types that can be made really quickly, and you can do all of one, all of the other. But I wanted to show you, if you create 10 in a week, that's enough for you to get by for your social media for the week. So I'm going to start up here with a quote. So in keeping with my client, I'm going to type in Marilyn Monroe because it's, you know, sort of vintage and it's cool. I could type in, you know, some sort of Einstein, anyone, but it's in keeping with the website. So think about your business and how you can find quotes. It might be that you sell baby clothes, so you might want to type in their families and children, words like that, or you might type in a particular person. So I'm going to scroll down and have a look for something that sounds nice that I can use. So this one here, imperfection is beauty. Come back over to the post and I'm going to click the text, drop this text in here. I'm going to find a font that I like, PlayScript. Whenever you cut and paste from Brainy Quote, it always picks up this other content, the link, which you can just delete. Okay, so capital, oops, maybe I should get another hand. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for now. Now, you've got a few different ways of doing this. You can use an image from your own website. You can use an image from, this is a great one, growthtext.com, and she's provided 18 places to get photos from for free. You can also go to publicdomainspictures.net and type in, for instance, a celebrity, and you can find out if there's free photos. If you can't find something like that, then head back to your Canva, and if you click on elements and free photo, you can see everything where it says free are free. If it's got nothing there, then when you hover over it, it will pop up with a little $sign, and you'll have to pay for it. So just be aware of that. You might create something, get to the end and not want to pay. That's fine. You'll never get charged for it if you don't download it, but it's just a waste of your time if you've gone to all that effort. So just be aware of that. So I'm going to find some picture that's sort of in keeping with, delete that one. Okay, this one's cute. I'll put a Ferris wheel on here and change this color maybe to white so it stands out a little bit more, and change the size. You can see the little line lining up and it gets to the right place. This down here. Make this white as well. Now don't forget, whenever you're doing one of these, to add your own domain on there. So I'm going to go back over to my clients and change that font. I need that font. If you already have your own font, use it. Now it's not going to show up that well on there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements, cross that out, and go to shapes. Move that, oops, send that to the back. Now I can make this white. That's it. Click download, download for web, save. I didn't time that one, but it wasn't that long. The downloading is going to take longer than actually creating it. Okay, download that. Now that's gone to my computer. What I recommend that you do is you go and find where it is, and I think mine is here. There it is. Once I get that, I'm going to head back over to my in there, and I'm going to drop it there. And you can see it's uploading. So in there, I've got my first one. I'm going to say here, image, reel. I don't even know what that's called. So I know I've done my first one. Now I'm going to head back over to there, and I'm going to show you another type of content that you can create. So come back over here. Now the second type of content you can create is taking information from your blog and creating little snippets of information for your website. So my client doesn't have much on his blog, but this one post is going to get me lots of information. I can easily do 4 or 5 articles from here. So I'm going to say, in 1903, Kodak introduced the number 3A folding pocket Kodak. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to head over to create another piece of content. Now, in this case, I'm just going to show you something, but I know it's going to take a little bit longer in this case. Now, I've got a few things I can do. That's the actual information I'm going to put on there. So the first one was quotes. The second one is little bits of information on your website. Now, I'm going to also drop this in here as text, just because I'll explain that in a minute. Now, you can do a few things. You can come back to your website and take an image from there, which, as I showed you before, this image was not very big, but where is it? So new. I'm going to actually just delete that one. We don't need that screen at the moment. Here's the image. I've uploaded it. Forget the quality, because the quality is just not going to be great at the moment because of the fact that this was a really small image. But imagine if your image was bigger than this. Now, what you would do in this case is you've got to imagine the image is really nice and clean, so please excuse that. That wasn't the one that I was creating, was it? It's here. So mix that up. There we go. And now I'm going to take that text and I'm going to show you something. You can do it a few different ways. You can either just make it a brighter color and change the font. Let's add a new color. Or you can do that. You can elements. This one has to go back. Yeah. And you can create something like this. Download for web. Download that one. There it is. Oh, no, I want to just drag it across. That image looks awful, sorry, because as I said, I only have the small quality one. Drop that one there. You can see 1 image, 2 images. Now what I'm going to do with that particular one, I'm going to come here and I'm going to put that information there. Then I'm going to look for a couple of keywords. So vintage, there's a whole list of another, I don't know, 50, 100 keywords. So these aren't going to show you everything, but go through your keywords and put some keywords here that you can use. Image was building, and you would link, I'm going to show you about link in a minute. You would name this image as well what you want it to be. So here it is. It's actually named in 1930, but so you could just say the image is called in 1930. In 1903, wasn't it? 1930. Okay, so there's a second piece of content. Now the third piece of content that you can use is in keeping with this particular client, is because he's talking about old collectible things. Everything's old. Most of his photos are sort of, he's got the 80s as well. So anything that's in relation to what he's selling, if he's selling something that's 1980, then he can do this for 1980. It's anything related to what he's selling. People who are buying this stuff would also be interested in what? So think about what people will be interested in. For instance, you sell baby clothes. What are people going to be interested in if they're buying baby clothes? They're probably interested in baby safety, baby health, baby games, toys. There's all sorts of things that are related to that. So in keeping with this client, I'm going to go over to YouTube and I'm going to, all I did was took that one image that he's got here. It's a courthouse in Pennsylvania. I don't know what it is, but it's a courthouse and he's got a photo of it. He's got photos of so many other little buildings like that. I'm going to go over to YouTube and I'm going to type in there exactly what his image is, and I came up with all of these things here. A crowd watches a parade along the street during a Pennsylvania Day celebration in HD footage. It's old. Remember public squares and old Lutheran country courthouse, late 1890s. Fantastic. We've just got, in a few seconds, we've just created, and then there's one here. Pictures show Pennsylvania pioneer citizens, early 1900s. There are 3 pieces of content. Oops, let's turn that down. It's got the old music over it. You know, you've got to think, we're just watching this video, you've got to think that someone that's buying these particular items, these postcards, are going to love this sort of thing. So this is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and get that YouTube video. I'm going to go back to my document, and how easy is this one? So out of the 3, this is the easiest. I'm going to take the name of that there. I'm going to put that in my text. I'm going to come down and see he doesn't have any. If he had other information, that would be great. You can even say he's got artistic websites. You can say something else if you watch it for a little bit. Maybe you want to like watch through it, and you might want to write, come back over here. You might want to write something else. So you might want to write, what a lovely memory, great video. That's it. Keywords, what keywords? So you'd have in there keywords that, what do we put in there to actually search for them in the first place? We put this in there, so we want to use those words in some way. So how are those words going to be relevant? We can probably say county, postcards as an example, courthouse, postcards, and Pennsylvania, postcards, and 1900s, postcards. We've just gotten 4 keywords, hashtags that we can use in there. So I'm just going to let you see all of this. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I can't find it. Okay, so that is how you create the content. That is 3 different types of content for you that I've created. So then how would you use this? So this you would use on the YouTube link, you'd use on Facebook, you'd use it on Twitter. You can link to it on Instagram, but it's not going to work very well. You could then go and take a screenshot. So let's go back over here. Take a screenshot of that. I'm hearing an awful noise. I don't know what that is. So, oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's this next video starting. Oh, everything's starting. Okay, so I took a screenshot. So I'm going to go and find that screenshot, desktop, and name that image properly, but it's going to be called screenshot for now. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take this last one we found, the YouTube videos, and we found many more. So don't forget, you've got this video here. There was another one. There's plenty of videos there that you can upload. So I found 3 videos straight away that you can use. And then you just go in and you create these different types of, where is it? You're going to create can you see it? You're going to create quotable images like that, which took me about 1.5 minutes to create. You're going to create little images like this based off the content on your website, and an image either from your website or a different image that you find. So in this case with my client, I've just taken that one line. I can go back there now and I can take this sentence next and I can put that onto one of the images. I can come back down here in 1907, introduce the real photos. I can put that one on there, that's 3 already. I can, old journal, beginnings of 2019, I can put on March the 1st, federal legislation. I can, oh there you go, for the first time to include a message. Now, messages like this, permitted the sender for the first time, that one sentence is something really super interesting to the people who are going to buy postcards. So putting that on an image and then putting that particular information as the text below the image as well. So you'd go to Facebook, put up the image, then put the text underneath there as well, and you'd post that on your Facebook, that you'd post that on your Instagram, you'd post that on Twitter. That is some really good information for people who are wanting to buy postcards. And then you've got more chance of those people saying, hey, that's really interesting information. Where can I learn more about this? Oh, look, let's go and take a look at this person's actual website. So that would be one type. Then you've got the, as I said, you've got the one with the quote, and then you've got the video. So that's 3 different types of content. As you saw, it was super quick to do. I could go through and actually do it with not talking at all and just going through and doing it, but I thought it was better if I talk you through each section of it so you understand it. If you want to ask me any questions, please come and ask me in the group, eCommerce Backstage Pass in the Facebook group. Don't forget that this is only a small snippet of the sort of training that I do with my e-commerce clients. I can take you through so much more information. This is just one little strategy that I offer. This 7-day challenge was just a bite-sized snippet to show you that going through small tasks like this can make a big difference. If you were to do this actual task every week, spend 15 minutes, put aside 15 minutes and create 10 pieces of content like this for the week coming, and did this every single week, you will find that you'll end up with so many people following you. You'll have so many people loving what you're doing, so much interest in what you're doing, all because of only 15 minutes a week creating this content. So it's really not hard. You can create 20 pieces a week if you want to, 50 pieces, whatever you want. I just want to show you that in 15 minutes, you can create 10 awesome pieces of content for your social media that you can use across everything. So like I said, if you have questions, ask me in the group. So glad to have you here. Can't wait for you to do the rest of the 7-day challenge. It is going to be awesome. I'm so glad to have you in the challenge. And if you've got any questions anytime, I'm in the Facebook group all the time. Ask me in there. Have a great day. Bye.